What's going on, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode of River City 93. And this is not my second attempt at trying to make sure I play the right intro song because I'm tired and I'm delirious. And when that happens, we usually go off on a tangent about something irrelevant to kicker soccer, which we shouldn't because the Kickers got a draw this weekend. It felt like a win. And yeah, that's all that happened. Everything else is great. Everything else is gravy. Just like a draw that feels like a win. I don't have a way how to terminize this. How does this game feel to y'all? Like, how we gotta summarize this?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm happy that we got the draw because I think our last podcast we definitely came to the agreement that we would be okay with a draw in this game because of where Union Omaha are and what their form is like. It fit very well for us to have that draw, and to be honest with you, it couldn't have been any better to get that draw.
Yeah. I think to quote, the great boat, mission accomplished. Did what had to be done. Maybe could have stolen the win at 1 point, but I think you ask anybody rationally, are you get a 0-0 out of this? Any Kickers fan should have taken it and run because this is clearly the hardest game left on the schedule against a team that might have been able to wrap up first place for themselves too, and a point's respectable there, and not just a point, but how they won the point. I think matters as well.
I think that's what I'm more impressed with.
Yeah, it wasn't like they just held on. They were playing right with Omaha throughout.
Yeah, they were in it for a while. Oh man. I'm starting to think like maybe I am the good luck charm in this. Because
how are you going to spin this?
Oh, whoa! What you mean? I have not been to a Kickers game since the last USL Cup game, and since then we have gone on a magical streak.
And you're claiming by not being there, you're the good luck charm.
Yeah.
Are you not following the little bit of a logical gap here?
And that's why I say good luck, because I'm not there. So I'm not there for the next 2 weeks. And if the Kickers get this playoff spot, I'm allowed back in to come in for Charlotte.
Of course, you're going to show up for Charlotte, right?
Yeah, I mean theoretically, we will have a playoff spot clinched, and I don't have nothing to do that weekend, unlike these 2 weekends.
Anyway, first of all, I think you need to go check out what good luck charms actually are all about, and that's like saying Smear's the good luck charm because he moved away and now they're playing well.
Yeah,
you're saying
correlation.
You're saying you're a curse on the team.
I'm not saying. I know that's what people are going to think. I'm spinning it into I am the good luck charm because my president hasn't been there in the stadium.
No, I do not accept this logic.
Agree with my logic.
Yeah, and also, listeners, of course, you noticed that Elliot excited to potentially come back for a Charlotte game. Of course, where were you this weekend?
In Charlotte,
of course.
Yeah,
love the independence.
Yeah, I went down there to support Virginia State University. They lost to Johnson C. Smith, unfortunately.
But you're the good luck charm. The team went to go see lost. You're the good luck charm.
Yeah, exactly. So once again, that proves my point. Just saying.
Shanir, how you doing, buddy?
This is basically like the times where we have those situations where the Kickers score when someone in the Red Army decided to go to the bathroom, and when they come back, we tell them to leave again.
Yeah. I'm just on the permanent bathroom break for the next and then I'll come back to Charlotte, and we'll be fine. Now, if we win these next 2 weeks and lose against Charlotte, then definitely I'm not going to the playoff game.
You were going to go anyway. Come on now.
Depending on where that game is.
Come on. It'll be in Omaha.
Yeah. Or if we luck up, we could have a Henny Derby in the playoffs. That would be fun.
Well, why would that be lucking up?
Because we will get 7.
Okay, good save. Good save there.
Yeah. And then we'll have a Henny Derby there. That'd be cool.
I don't know. I'm ready for that.
That level of chaos.
Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah,
that is utter complete chaos if that happens. But yeah, I mean, outside of just talking about the game, we also got a lot to talk about as well. Season ticket info dropped, so if supporters haven't seen that yet, I think kickers is $225 this year.
Yeah.
And how much is that increased by? Because last year was like $200.
I have no idea.
Decrease? I feel like it decreased.
There's absolutely no chance it decreased.
I thought I saw somewhere that it did, but maybe I'm mistaken.
It might be like the per game ended up decreasing, but this one's going to be for 18 games. So we're not getting more games and paying less.
Yeah. We're not having that discrepancy. And then what else? We know ...
Also,
Ivy
before you move on with
$90.
this,
Yeah.
Can I just go off on how much I hate SeatGeek right
now? Yes. The floor is yours.
Okay, so the standard kickers package $225, right?
Yeah.
Why, when this is an automatic renewal, am I still getting hit with $30+ of fees on here?
God.
Come on now, like tax, fine. I'm fine paying tax. 15% tax on kickers tickets, right? SeatGeek still trying to take a piece off of every single one of these ticket packages. Come on.
Yeah, man. we got to find something about that because that's criminally insane.
Right. I mean, it's bad if you buy like an extra ticket for a game. Face looks like it's like 20 or something, but then by the time you get like the ticket fee and the service fee and all that, it's like probably 25, 26.
Yeah, it's worse. Sucks.
It's awful.
Yeah,
it's
bad.
I would prefer it if the team just built those fees into the cost, so then you just know what you're paying right up front. So again, it's one thing if it's like just sales tax. Sure, we're used to that, right? But you layer all this other stuff on, and it's more than a little bit misleading on what prices are.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's a fair point. I do wish that's something to bring up for next year, like having that built in, because it does get expensive. Because I think the midfield is $450, which I mean you get a $25 gift card, but that doesn't help.
Let's be real. Nobody buys those tickets because you watch any game, the standard filled on one side, standard filled on another side, dead center and midfield. Ain't nobody sitting there.
I don't. I mean, I see a couple of people parking that VIP lot, which is off to so you're standing in front of the stadium instead of right. I know a few people park over there, but very seldomly do I know who they are. I know the Ivy tickets are $90 this year. I know they're also doing that combo deal where if you buy both together, it's supposed to decrease the price. But I'll probably be renewing soon. I'll probably take my time though. Good old installment plan. Hit me up, baby. That's what I'm on. I can't drop that kind of money. Not right now. That's too much. But
can't or shouldn't.
Both. Both.
Fair.
But am I 100%?
Yeah.
Because I'm a sicko. Yeah.
No. The real sicko test is Chenier. Are you getting your season ticket still?
Yeah, that's true sicko behavior.
No.
Hey, Chenier, you know what you could do? You could buy Kickers Plus. It just be like the Ponzi, the middleman to buy tickets for people. Be like, hey, look, instead of paying SeatGeek this upcharge fee, just give me $20 and I'll buy your ticket and send it to you. That's what you should do. You should just go on Kickers Reddit and just offer that proposal. But then I'll be the Kickers Plus for everyone.
Oh man, well I can't use the tickets.
I mean,
Be the
you
first.
could get there might be some kind of scheme where you could get the tickets and donate them to charity, get some kind of write-off, tax write-off and all that.
You could be the first Richmond Kickers ticket scalper. Be the first.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Look, the Kickers need all the money they can get. Look, at this point, we're trying to get better.
They're trying to. That's a key word. Well, I mean, look, that's a good segue. The Kickers are being better. So far, since we have put an 18-year-old in goal, they have been 4-0. James Seton has not conceded a goal yet in league play thus far. I shouldn't say tonight. Saturday night, he had his toughest challenge against number 1 Union Omaha. We saw, I think, only one change in the lineup. That was Arthur Boswell coming in for Bill Hart. Who have we heard any update on Bill Hart? I haven't heard anything. Have y'all?
Officially, no, but I think not hearing is telling the story well enough that, like the way he went off last game, I'm pretty sure we've seen the last of him for this year.
Okay. Well, that's going to be unfortunate because he was really a good run of form. We got a question about that later that we'll get to. So, once again, before we get into the rest of the podcast, take a second. If you're watching us on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. You listen to us through audio, make sure to share with a friend and whatnot. And if you got any questions, feel free to hit us out. We love answering questions on the podcast. Because this game was 0-0. And if you go watch the highlight package, it's literally 2 plays in the first half, and that's it.
Yeah. When I saw that package for 6 minutes, I was like, how did even USL manage to pull this off? Even with all their fluff at the beginning with the long drawn out lineup presentations, and
I think that's like 3 minutes worth.
And they always like to show the full first minute of the game, even when nothing ever happens in the first minute of a game.
Yeah.
And I was still wondering how they got 6.
Well, I mean, the second half, especially towards the end of the second half. Well, I wouldn't say the end. I'd say the second half of the second half, starting around the 60-something minute, is when things started getting a little more. There started being some more chances. There was that one by Boswa where I'm still not sure why a foul is called on him, where he was through on goal and they called it back.
I'm pretty sure he got his arm up into the guy's head.
Yeah, he did the Shaq turnaround spin. You know how Shaq in basketball used to hold his elbows up like this and just spin? Yeah, he did one of those.
Yeah.
Not
really, because it was more so of a, if someone is standing next to you or running next to you and your elbow goes up into their face without the contortion of, Boswell is literally just using his arm as eyes because he can't take his eyes off the ball or else that ball's hitting him in the face or he's missing it. So he's using his arm to feel where the defender is. That's like striker 101. You feel with your arm. You look with your arm to find where the defender is. I don't know if that's a foul.
You also know full well that striker 201 is, if you're a big boy, you're going to get called for all kinds of stuff all the time.
Yeah. And plus, his ref was already he was blowing everything. There was a couple of years okay, all right, But I mean, outside of that, if it's safe for y'all, I think we can skip the first half. Are y'all cool with that? Given.
I mean, the 2 highlights they showed in the first half, because when I rewatched the highlights yesterday, and they were half chances at best.
I think it
So
was like, oh, we played a full half of soccer. So
Well,
we're going to pick this up in the second half.
yeah. So,
Um,
well, one question while we're sort of on this topic, like it'll
Yeah.
carry over the second half too. But what did y'all think of Bosco out on the right wing?
I don't hate it, but I don't want to rely on it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we're assuming there's no more Bill Hart, like you gotta
Get
have a
Tony up to
replacement there.
speed quick as possible. Get Tony up to speed quick as possible. Yeah. I have no problem. I think Boswell does have a purpose. Like he's a great target man, hold the ball up along with Chandler Dwyer. I'm concerned with him going up against fullbacks that have pace, and can he keep up with that? Like in the first, couple of strides, and is he creative enough? Because we didn't see the creativity in this game, like we've seen in past games from the kickers on this little stretch that we've been on, and there's a lot of that's because of Bill Hart and him able to create on that right side. And I don't know if Bosch was able to create to that same level.
Okay.
Or if he was given that freedom to. Because Darren might have just been like, playing a little bit of defense, be the target man, because I think like Darren probably had a more defensive oriented game plan given how the reverse fixture against Union Omaha went, where we tried to go at them and we got exposed.
I don't know if it was as much that as we just literally shot ourselves in the foot over and over and over again.
Well, like in this game, you didn't see granted, don't do this, kids. I was watching / listening to the game on the way home, but the moments I could look, I didn't see a lot of us try to off a goal kick, try to play it out the back. It was get the ball up top as quick as you can and get it into Union Omaha's territory.
Yeah, there's one of that. Shanir, I don't know about you. I thought Basha was far better than I expected. Especially for a guy like that playing on the right wing.
Yeah. I think he didn't do a bad job at all. Even though I don't know, I think it would have been better if things were a little more rigid with that front three of Sierkowski, O'Dwyer, and Basua. Keeping O'Dwyer in the middle as much as possible because of the two half chances that stood out in the first half, the one that the kickers have is I think it was in the 32nd minute or something, where Sierkowski comes inside and O'Dwyer goes to the outside. Oh, no, actually, I think it was actually Barnathan who cuts inside to dribble that ball through, and O'Dwyer floats wide, receives that ball wide, and I don't know. He might make me put my foot in my mouth next week because that's what he seems to do. But O'Dwyer does not seem to work well from acute angles, and he just literally put that ball right on Nuhu's foot for him to be able to make a fairly easy save, rather than I think a player like Sierkowski or maybe even Baswa or Gomero would probably try and drop that ball back to the top of the 18 where Zaka and Gomero were coming in with a late run. That would, to me, would be the best thing to do in that situation. But O'Dwyer has gotten to the point where he is receive the ball if I'm in the box and taking a shot, and that was not the place to shoot from. So
I didn't think that was a shot. I thought he was trying to cross that.
And that's the thing. Even if he was trying to cross that, he was trying to cross it to, I think it was Baswa and Sierkowski, who were basically in the same line as the goalkeeper, which is like you're not getting it to either one of them from there.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like having the ability to drop that ball back into the space that is the most dangerous when everyone is moving forward.
I think the thing with all three of them is they all have a somewhat similar profile. Like Ryan's a little bit different, but I wouldn't classify any of them as like shifty, like burners. up top, they're all big boys, right up there. So
Yeah.
you can, if you're playing an aerial game, if you're playing a game predicated on corners, free kicks, that can work quite well. But there's a sacrifice that's made with that as well. And we're not probably playing the ball over the top, to these guys, very much. We're not, going to be, maybe, making some of those magical, 1-2s that you see when we had, Bill Hart, Neil and Emmy at their peak when those guys started playing together. It's just a different style, and I think with this team, kind of moving to a little bit more of a defensive orientation, those three can complement that, but it also means that we're going to be more in rock fights, moving forward, which again I think might suit this team.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not mad with that. Like, I wanted to bring this up and talk to you about it anyway, but like, there's game plan into this worked really well. Like, I think it was like, I mean, they led the game in fouls. They had 20 fouls, 9 corners. Let me see, 16 crosses, and 124 passes into the final third. But I'm saying all that to say, like, it seemed like the game plan was, let's get the ball up into the final third as much as you can. Let's try to control possession there and limit what Union Omaha does best, which is get out on the break and get it in our final third. Like, granted, Union Omaha had a couple of chances, and we'll talk about one where Simon Fitch probably made the play of the season on. But outside of that, like, I think Darren and Richmond did a real good job defensively. Well, not real good, great job defensively, because there weren't too many chances that James was under pressure. Really,
no, there are only. I can only think of 2 like real good chances that Omaha had, and conversely, I can think of like, 1 good chance that we had. It was very much a game in the midfield.
yeah. Which, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you would have told me that last week without telling me the score, I would have been like, "Oh, that favors Union Omaha," just given how they've been playing, everything. But yeah, I'll take that. Y'all guys thoughts on Darren's game plan for this week? Like how things played out to y'all?
I mean, one thing that I do feel is in this game, I think a lot of people were expecting the kickers to kind of play damage control and kind of just try and hold on for dear life for a draw. But the game was a lot more even and a lot more level than I think a lot of people expected. And I think Darren kind of put it in these guys' heads like, don't give them any extra respect. Just go at them. Go at them. Give as much as you're getting. And I think that made for a very, very good matchup.
Yeah, I agree. It did. So I mean, the play that probably saved the Kicker's season, and okay, is it fair to say that Simon saved his play of the season, his moment of the season?
Not a chance.
Cool. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
No. You're forgetting 2 weeks ago the scorpion kick.
Oh, well, maybe you got that. I mean, Chandler's header and Henry Darby, which is my personally, but
Maxie's bicycle kick in Madison. Come on.
Yeah, but Chandler's won.
Yeah.
Chandler's won. I know. Oh,
Kick of the game.
Right,
there'll be plenty of options when we're debating this, postseason.
Obviously, but I think it's fair to put this in there, because one of the rare chances that Union Omaha got on goal, I think I would took the shot from Union Omaha, but layered it into the left low post, and here goes Simon Fitch, who just before this had that wild cross that we were talking. Well, cross shot, whatever you want to call it.
That was a shot.
Okay. Ran on, and without a hesitation of a thought, Mr. Homegrown himself saved the 0-0 draw for us. Like, and it was, I wish Kate was here because she would have loved to talk about celebrations, but it was good to see the team celebrate that. Like, they just scored. Like that was good to see.
I remember on Saturday when that play went. I'm already like a nervous wreck because the clock is ticking, and you know how sometimes we tend to just drop the ball in the final 5 minutes, and I'm just nervous, and that happened, and I literally just screamed at the TV, "Simon, I could kiss you." And that's how much of an impact on this game that play had. It really, really, I think to a certain extent, you could see a bit of deflation in Union Omaha after that.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, really, like what does it take? And that you could see there was just they were completely deflated after that amazing heroic goal line save.
Yeah. Because I mean, like, I think like shortly right after that, or maybe like 10 minutes or so, Union Omaha gets the red card right after that. So you can really tell after that it was just like, and this is just me. I think the only, if you want to nitpick anything, I think the only thing I would kind of nitpick is I would have liked to see the kickers take a little bit more control after the red card, because it still felt like for like 3 minutes or so they were still playing as if the game was still like 11v11 instead of being up a man. But I mean, I also get it because you're like, Union was the number 1 seed. We got the point that we said that we wanted. Let's make sure we get out of this. And if an opportunity arises, like it did on the final corner kick that Neil had, then we'll take it. But we're not going to force anything.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of those minutes were, Omaha, milking a couple of corner kicks out of there. In soccer, being a man up is not like some magical elixir. It's not like a hockey power play or something where the offense should be controlling the ball 90% of the time. I mean, a couple years ago, the whole league wide meme was that you go down to 10, you've just won the game.
Yeah, that has slowly ended.
Yeah, but I mean, I was happy to go up a man at that point. I don't know if the fourth official called that red card or what, because it took the ref a good minute or so to actually send the guy off.
I think whoever Darren was cussing out, because I don't know if y'all seen it on the broadcast, but I remember during the game watching it. As soon as the tackle happened, like, of course the camera pans away for a second, but you just heard someone just yelling, "What the?" And I couldn't tell if it was Darren or not, but you just heard someone yelling, and then there was like, "Oh, he's getting a red card." So I'm assuming Darren cussing someone out produced the red card.
Yeah. It was even more egregious. A couple minutes later, that Omaha player just making that big old dive and getting Griffin a yellow card. Yeah. What a dive! What a dive!
What a good Southside tackle. You know what? I personally, whoever is teaching Griffin Garnett the dark arts, I love it. Because like him and James, the last few games have been on this dark art streak. Because it was Charlotte, where I think both of them got a yellow card back to back for delaying the ball being put back in play like the last minute. Yeah. You got this week, and this is the thing too. Like if Griffin doesn't make that tackle, the Union Omaha player is in on goal. So Griffin had to take it.
Oh yeah, there's the right choice.
Yeah,
it's a shame that guy had to simulate it so much.
Oh yeah, he definitely like flew.
Yeah, no, that was Neymar-esque.
Yeah, I don't know if I think it was Suzanne. Shout out to Suze. I think she got a picture of him on the full view of like head first, and just his legs up in the air, and in the background you can see James is looking so concerned, like, oh, he's hurt. Yeah, but no, I mean, look, man. I think if anything, if we'll have this discussion at another point about player of the year and all that stuff, which we love having. It's one of our fun shows. I think Griffin Garnett, I mean, given the minutes he has played, it's been a good
Yeah,
season
he
for him.
definitely
Good
should be
season.
a contender. Yeah,
It's been a
he
good
definitely
season.
should be a contender.
Also, I gotta go back and do the research, but I'm pretty sure that Simon Fitch is the leader in minutes played over the last 2 years. I think since 2020, because he was
I
Matt
feel like we
Perfect.
had
He
this
wasn't.
conversation a couple weeks ago.
I think so. I think he is the Iron Man right now. There's Shanair. He's back. Yeah, I need to do the research on it because I feel like he is I feel like he is the Iron Man right now. Or anything this year, he's played every game this year,
Yeah.
which is almost close to. I think I got the report pulled up. Also, shout out to Nathan who does the reports at the end of games. Where is it? As I find, oh, here it is. Right now, I think, yeah, he has 1,700 minutes played so far. So he's coming up almost 2,000 minutes.
I'm sure that's not counting like the Jaeger games. Because,
oh no! I think this is just league. Yeah,
right.
You gotta think about
it's still
those.
annoying.
Yeah, it's just league. I mean, even with Jaeger, I'm assuming that's what.
Another 8 games times 90, so that's 720 minutes.
Yeah, so I mean, he's almost looking close. Like, what, 3,000 minutes right there? Yeah, I mean, that's impressive, man. To not the last 2 years, because 2022 he was a starter in 2022.
He was part-time starter, because on the left it was sometimes it was Stu in front of him. On the right it was sometimes it was Payne in front of him. He was kind of the backup at both positions.
That's right. Okay, so yeah, so then 2023 became the full starter. So yeah, for the better part of 2 years, he's been the Iron Man. I mean, I'm impressed with it. I wonder if it's him teaching Griffin the dark arts. Like, who do you think is teaching them the dark arts? If you had to pick one Kickers player,
Ani.
Yeah, I'd say Ani. I'd say it's Ani.
I would go Simon.
I can see Ani teaching him.
You know who I can also see? I can also see Dak.
Maybe. Looked it up. Yes, Simon led the team in minutes last year too.
He did. Okay. So yeah. So all right, that makes sense. But yeah, I will go Dak. Anything else on this game before we wrap up this game and move on to what's going on next week? Have a little discussion about the playoff race.
I kept playing it over and over to really see what's going on. But if I'm not mistaken, should we not have had a second corner at the end? Because it clearly goes off of Malone's head. Now I don't know if the only thing that I'm not sure about is, does it come off of Griffin or who else was it running in there?
Chella and Griffin both just kind of saw the ball go by
Chella
them.
and Griffin. Yeah, they both saw the ball. Did it touch either one of them?
No.
Because for me, that's what I was trying to see. Because after the first replay, I'm like, okay, that went off Malone. That should be a second corner. But then I'm like, okay, did it go off of? After clipping off of Chella's head, Malone's head, does either Chella or Griffin touch it? And if
we're having a very different discussion if either one of them touch it. We're having a very different discussion today. If either one of them touch it.
If either one of them touch it, like literally a yard away from the goal, and it doesn't go in, it's like, why were you not on your toes?
So I think that's it. Right before we started recording, listeners, we were having a conversation about the many possibilities of what do the Kickers need to do to push on and get into the playoffs. So I think, guys, this is a good part to probably have that conversation here. So as it sits right now, because of how other results went, also thank you to One Knox, who got 1-1 draw late against Chattanooga, and Tormenta. Correct me if I'm wrong, man, but they cracked the bed, didn't they?
Well, of course they did.
Okay,
but we've established my thoughts on Tormenta on this podcast repeatedly.
Yes, we have. They lost 4-0 to South Georgia Tormenta. Lexington lost as well to Greenville. So all the results that we needed to stay in 8th place actually broke and went our way, which is great for us.
Right. Again, especially since we were cashing in our hardest game of the year that we had left.
Yeah. It's so weird how maybe a month and a half ago, we were looking at this last portion of the season and we were like, this is going to be fun. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell y'all. And now we're kind of just like, we got past it. And we got 3 games.
I think what we were saying is we wanted to be able to, come back to this, last couple games at home with something to play for, right? We didn't want them to be dead rubbers, and they won't be.
They won't be. We'll definitely have something to play for.
So
the Kickers, right? So the Kickers' last remaining games goes against 9th-seeded South Georgia Tormenta, who's on 19 points. Chattanooga Rebels, who's in 10th, they sit on 18 points, and Charlotte Independence, who have clinched the 30th spot. So as it sits right now, Union Omaha, Fort Madison, NoCo, Greenville, Charlotte, and One Knox have all clinched a playoff spot. Spokane Velocity haven't yet. They've been in a bad reform. And then 8th place is open between 4 teams. Us, Tormenta, Chattanooga, and Lexington. So, y'all, in my head, I am thinking 4.5, 5 points. You can't really do a half a point, but 4 to 5 points. 4 to 6, I'll say that. 4 to 6 points are what needed to get the Kickers into the playoffs. Can the Kickers do it? Can they get 6 points?
I think so. And I think it depends on where they come from too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. What were you saying, Matt? Where they come from?
I think, it does depend on where they come from, but I personally think that a win against Tormenta, it's all but sealed, because this week Chattanooga and Lexington play against 1st and 2nd seed. Those are going to be extremely difficult games for them. And if we can beat Tormenta, I believe they turn around and play Union next week after us. So if we can get a win against Tormenta, who's the closest team to us points wise, their next 2 games are 1st place and 4th place, as things currently stand. And so that should be. And looking at the form of those 2 teams, of course, to be honest with you, this past weekend we broke Union Omaha, a winning streak that Union Omaha was on. So they're in good form. Greenville have won, drawn, and won their last 3 games. So they're kind of going on kind of a rebuild streak, kind of like we are. So South Georgia, if we can get a win against them, I think we are pretty close to done and dusted for that spot.
Yeah, I think that's close to right. Like, I think getting the Tormenta win is your first priority, and then Chattanooga after that. If you win those 2 games, I'm almost positive that it's done. At that point, there might be a little tiebreaker thing potentially with Lexington, but I think even a draw with a win at Tormenta and draw with Chattanooga puts the team in a really good spot, because at that point, be on 24 points. Chattanooga would be in 19 or potentially more. So we're just kind of minimizing, what their number can be. as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we might not get the full points, but we're also taking 2 points away from them that they could win.
Yeah.
Too. So like the Charlotte game is the least important of the three, which sounds a little weird because it's the last game. But if you had to priority pick it, I think you obviously go most immediate danger. Tormenta, they're only 1 point behind us. Try to open up, the 4 point gap with 2 to go there. Then you go down to Chattanooga, next. They're 2 points back, so a little bit more wiggle room, but not a ton. And then, if you need Charlotte on the last day, hopefully you don't need anything out of that. But there we go.
Yeah. And I don't know if we mentioned it already, but I'll say it again. The game has been moved to Friday at 7:30 p.m. Given because of the hurricane going in this map, and our thoughts and prayers goes out to those. Has been hit by the previous hurricane that already came in and are in the path of this one as well. So the game has been moved to Friday at 7:30. I mean, and it kind of sets up some good Saturdays. Sit on the couch, see how the other games do, because kickers went on Friday, and things break our way again, like how I did this week. We set ourselves up for that game against the hated. I want to say another word. The hated Red Wolves, in which we can exact some revenge from them beating us in the playoffs on that dreaded night, which would be nice. I need that happiness.
Yeah,
because you're the good luck charm, right?
Yeah, I am. I need something to make me happy. Because I won't. I mean, that goes into another reason why I won't be there because I'll be in DC. Yeah, I'll be watching. I'll be at a game watching the game because I'm a sicko and a nerd. I can't quit this team, Matt. I can't.
No.
It's not healthy.
I moved all the way up here, and I still can't quit this team.
Right. Let me ask y'all this: where is the most awkward place you have watched the Kickers game at?
Like Tormento's old stadium.
I'm talking about like, all right, you're at an event. So okay, I'll confess to this. I was at a wedding.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
And I had my phone in my hands watching the game. Like, yeah, I've done that. I've also been at a concert that I paid money for, and I'm sitting over in the corner like, shut up! I gotta finish watching the game. What about you, Sinead?
I think the most awkward place I've ever watched a game was at a piano recital.
Yeah.
That I was actually performing in. So when I wasn't up there, when someone else was performing, I was watching the game.
Horrendous. It's like, you're done? Okay, cool.
So I can remember the Omaha away game from 2 years ago. The one where Neil had the last second penalty to win it.
Oh yeah.
Had a work event, and so that and the work event was all about like working in the intelligence community. So there were folks from like CIA and NSA and all of them there, and there I am in the back of the room, phone in hand, like just constantly glancing at it. Thankfully it finished by halftime, and all the good stuff happened in the second half.
Oh yeah. I've also done it where I was in a place where I didn't have good cell phone service, but football worked, and you know how football gives you like the live tracker.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there watching it, like refreshing it, like every couple of minutes, like, all right, it's something happened. It's something happened. It's something happened.
Actually, the Women's World Cup, the Jamaica, the last group stage game, Jamaica. I was actually driving home and kept refreshing my phone on Pop Lounge with the live ticker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just freaking out, completely freaking out as as like the minutes were ticking down.
I'm sorry. So bad. I'm so bad. By the way, before I forget to mention it, y'all see that little promo video the Kickers did?
Yeah. So let's get into this.
I need that robe. I need that robe.
So what I want to know about this is, how much money they had to pay Darren to wear something that wasn't all black.
You right? I more so want to know where the fuzzy fur paws came from. Like, are those his? And if it's not, if they are his, like how long did they have them? Or are these what Darren toes actually look like? And this is why he wears all black.
I don't know, but that was the shocking departure. For me in that video, it's like, man's not living the gimmick anymore.
He's not. But no, they need to do pre-orders on that bathroom. I need that because I will wear that to a game. I will gladly wear that bathroom to a game.
Now, what they also need to do is just have the couch set up there, on the end, right on the touchline, like where it was in the video. That the guys ever score on that end, they can just go sit on the couch and watch their own replay.
Oh, that would be sick. That would be sick. Also, by the way, I don't know, did you catch it? Landon and Griffin, the little quarters that they had? That was solid too. You need to sell that too in store. Just sell all that merch. I'll buy it. I'm going to buy it. Yeah. No, like I'm serious. Like if they do sell that bathrobe, I'm buying it. I'm trying to figure out like who I know who I need to talk to, and if we need to set up pre-orders, I will gladly do this. Rolling in with my $250 plus SeatGeek fee, Kickers Plus membership for next year to cover the team I love, the things you do. My wife just grunted at me, so she disapproves of any of this. I told you this is the point now where the podcast gets very delirious and we stop talking tactics. So I'm going to end it here. Anything else from you guys before we wrap up?
No, I mean, keep the good times rolling. Go beat the frauds down in South Georgia, and march on towards probably Omaha in a few weeks.
Yeah, make that return out there, and who knows? Anything can happen because I don't know about y'all, but it feels like this Kickers team was playing with house money. Shanir, any last things from you, my good man, before we wrap up?
Not much of the same. Just let's keep it going. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. Let's keep rolling this way. We've got the likes of Neil and Bill Hart and Terzaghi that can come off the bench and create something. Especially Neil. Neil is more so that type of player that can come on and create something out of nothing. But with what we have on the field, what we had on the field today, Saturday, I think we can go get over the line with this squad, and with the way Darren is having them play, don't change it.
Yeah, honestly, don't keep it going. With that being said, listeners, we just want to say, as always, thank you for taking the time out of your day for listening to our show, because without you, we couldn't do this, and we wouldn't want to do this. So once again, thank you. As always, make sure you follow us at rivercity93.com. Also, watching on YouTube once again, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you join the Kickers Discord. You can hit up Banana for that. He's a cool person. Discord's fun. And lastly, if you're listening to this on audio format, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and give us a 5-star review. And with that being said, as always, we will holler at you guys next time when we are hopefully once again talking about a Kickers victory, things going our way, and no one, figuring out if we can get these bathrobes or not, because I really want one. So, yeah. I'll let you guys next week. Be easy and be safe. Peace.